Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to a video for Batman Anime Series and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is the Adventure Universal Game System. So both these games share the exact same system. They can be mixed and matched together. I've done plenty of videos on both of them, which you can definitely go check out the playlist on them. But today I want to look at some upgrades. So I've done some other videos for this. And they're from the Esty creator, ArtsGamingOutpost. So definitely check out his site, buy some of his cool, awesome products. And I've done all this stuff before in other videos, so if you've seen me do these for Marvel or regular zombie side before, this is the exact same content. It's nothing new that I've done in some of those, except I wanted to just show off how they kind of look for the Ninja Turtles or Batman game. Because some people might be like, hey, I don't own zombie side, but I do have this miniature game. Maybe they'd really love to do it, add some things to this. This is a lot of city stuff. It makes sense. And the other thing I wanted to try to point out is, because I've mentioned in other videos on this, is cosmetic or decor items. I'm generally like, meh. I always wasn't really sold on them, because it's like, I'm trying to move figures around, and I feel like they just kind of get in the way. I feel like for zombie side versus this adventure system series, zombie side is a lot more. I'm moving giant groups of zombies, like one big space to another big space. So having things in the way when I might have 7, 9, 12 miniatures in one spot kind of becomes where that decor becomes an issue. In this game, as I'm going to go ahead and kind of show off this board here quick, I have some stuff sort of set up. I don't think it's as big of an issue, just because of the fact that I have like two different cityscapes here, because each figure moves one little tile at a time. So it's like, oh, if this thing is really in the way, I can, like, obviously these light posts might be in the way, like you're just trying to like reach in there and move stuff. You can take them out. It's not a big deal. Have them in there during the game. If they're getting in the way, move stuff out of the way. You could argue putting other things like this trash cans and stuff on there are going to take up space for your characters to act, and that's 100%. But this game is also designed to be able to interact with objects on the board and do stuff with them, which is why I think is really cool. So like, we have a trash can icon, which has, off the top of my head, I don't remember what all the colors mean for some of them. But as a blue ring means something you can interact with and you can stand on or throw. So like, if I'm going to push this one to the side, we're just going to take a look at this. So here we have some like light posts, some traffic signs set up. We have some lights, and these guys are even off the board. Put a couple of sewer icons on there, which again, we have sewers, which are one of the mechanics you can do is you can pick them up and throw them. Instead, we can get little plastic ones instead, which, you know, about the exact same size. Not much difference in thickness, so they just kind of look a little bit neat on there. You just have to remember what's what. We have like yellow trash bags as well, which are objects you can interact with. So again, instead of putting something like this and this on the board, and oh, now my characters can interact. So if I grab, I'm gonna use some of my terrible painted guys. So if I have like Raphael, instead of him running around interacting with these tokens, we can put them out here and we can have some other neat stuff on the board, which I think is just kind of adds to the element of the game. Are they size appropriate? Maybe, maybe not. But I definitely think they look kind of cool. Now, I will say that this creator has made a lot of stuff. Has not made stuff specifically for this game. Has not made stuff, because like this is obviously like a Marvel character. Also, it's not going to have stuff to represent every single token. Like, there are no benches in the game. So, like, I still have to put a bench out here if I wanted the bench. I could flip it to the night side. Probably flip it so it's the back there. But that's up to you. Again, there's also cars in the game, which, again, aren't exactly stale to your miniatures, because Raphael can go ahead and hop on top of a car. But, yeah, it's... And I see some people add, like, Hot Wheels and other things like that. You can definitely do that stuff as well. It's kind of cool to be able to add some of this extra neat decor there. Some of these things like that he can stand on. He can stand on this. Though if I take a bigger figure, like I have someone like Slash who's a lot bigger, you can still stand on them. So I can still use them as that, which is a really cool idea. So this is just some of the outdoor stuff I had. I'm going to take a look at this other one over here quick. So like this one, I think is, I don't remember which games each one of these are from. But yeah, so like we have the bushes. We don't have any bush tokens. But you could probably find another game that has it. Here we have some manholes in here. Let's actually cover them up with the manhole covers. Just kind of make them neat. They blend in. Although, yes, the whole thing of having the colored borders around them does have a reason for them. So they let you know how you can interact with them. So if you're new to the game, that might not work as well by pulling this stuff off. But you can easily always just do something like this as well if you wanted to. I can still see it has like a blue border or kind of push it off to the side. Same thing with, you know, if example, if I want to make this replace that, I can still place the token on there and then place the 3D object on there so it definitely looks kind of cool. Same thing like I have a green dumpster here, which has a container. I could go ahead and pull this off there, and I could set this on there. So I can still see the outline so I know how I can interact with it. And then we have some characters, again, like Hob can jump on, you know, they can't really stand on this as well. They can kind of bounce if you do it just right. But we can have like Shredder in here too. We have Shredder. I have a couple of my painted guys. Or if we have Mikey running around the light post, he can still kind of stand on there. There's still enough in the space that it's not affecting it. So I think that's really cool. And we have a bunch of other like design stuff, and I'm not going to go through every single one. I've done other videos where I unbox every single one of the pieces. I just wanted to show off that some of this cool stuff would work for this as well. We can get little fire hydrants in here, which don't really add anything, but they don't really take anything away either. They're so small that, like, again, a character can still stand on the space. Now, obviously, there's some bigger characters, like we put Leatherhead. He's going to take up a little bit more space, but he's going to take up a little bit more space regardless if I have a little tiny object on there or not. But I think it does kind of add to some of the feel of the game. And then we can also have, like, a couple of mousers in here. And you could have, like, 3 mousers on the same spot as a trash can, you know, for example. And if you had to, set one up on top if we have another one in here. So if you have the 3 mousers. So yeah, it's kind of neat. You can do stuff like that. All right, I'm going to take a quick pause. I'm going to set up a different scene. All right, to set up like another scene here. Let's see if I can zoom down a little bit better here. We have like a this is like a warehouse, or not warehouse, an outside lot and stuff. So I did was I took some of the construction sets. I have a little detour sign here. I just used it as like a block off for the barrier for how they have to get in. Because that's basically what the blue ones are saying is they can't walk in. So like right here, you know, we have Leonardo, he can come in through this way. Yeah, I think they can hop over the blue ones. But yeah, just kind of like, it's a neat way, like, these aren't taking up extra space on the board. Again, you can always buy multiple of these and have, you only come with, like, the one set only comes with 2 of these. You could buy, like, 2 or 3 of them if you wanted. These have barricades all the way around. Or, again, you had cones or whatever, some different stuff. They have, like, a little arrow sign you put on the board. But just some different ways to, like, you know, there's some, like, Batman jumps into here and he has some goons. They're bigger, a lot bigger than the Turtles. I just noticed this. But yeah, you can even, like, again, because it works well for Batman characters as well. You could have them in there. It's just a neat way to, like, hey, here's a border along the area. So that way you can kind of visually tell a little bit quicker. Is it necessary? No. The lines do just a perfect job of that. But it's something you could definitely do. And then kind of like another one, like we have this tile here, which has a little water fountain in there. Now I just grabbed the X-Men water fountain, which is falling apart there. But yeah, it just adds a little 3D of an area. And again, if you have guys that need to jump on there, Leatherhead and Michelangelo are hanging out on the water fountain. They can definitely do that. We have a little hot dog cart here. We have some trash cans. You have a gangster hanging out there. Yeah, there's other things that can get added in there with the tokens. Like you can add the benches in there and stuff like that. We even have the hot dog cart token, which is something you can't actually interact with because there's a black border. So it just kind of adds a neat thing of knowing you can't do anything with that space. And if you really wanted to, that guy could probably, if you tried to, you might be able to bounce a guy up there, but it might be a pain. Yeah, they can. But yeah, just a way to like spice up this otherwise kind of blank outdoor tile and adds an extra element. Again, if you really need to do for the marble thing, you can always pop that off and you have another spot for a guy to stand up on there if they needed to. Or alternatively, the way this comes apart is you can just get rid of the water if you don't like that, and then that way you don't have to mess around with guys trying to be on there. You can have up to 4 guys on there. So yeah, those are some definitely cool things that you could add there. Let's take a look at another scene. Alright, so these are some of the indoor stuff you could do. So we have some that, again, this is a difference between form and function. So we have like stuff like, we have like a desk here, we have like, again, it's not the exact type of desk, but it's something you can definitely work to put in there to add a little aesthetic. Or the couch just goes on the yellow. Again, the problem it ends up sort of being with something like this is that it's not really designed for these figures to stand on. So like, because it could be a little bit thicker or something, but like, it still looks neat. They can still kind of stand on it, if you really need to. Again, or if you have to, worst case is, you get to that part of the map or whatever, you're on here and you really, it's really getting in the way and you're having someone needs to actually interact with this, just slide it off for a sec. It's not going to hurt anything. We do have like some tables and stuff, like this might be the only way it gets confusing is stuff on the map. Again, like they're not going to really be able to stand on this tile, they can do that. But you guys, again, players that have to work around some of that stuff. Or, or you just, again, you take it off the map if you're not using it, but it does look kind of neat when it's set up. Or you can have a static stuff on the outside, like a little TV screen. I put a bookcase over, it doesn't match their bookcase, but again, these weren't designed for the Turtles game, or Batman, or whatever, but they do look kind of cool in the game. It just kind of gives your world a little bit more environment stuff to deal with. Again, like this stuff, it doesn't have the lines around them, so they're not technically on the board, so you can't interact with them in that way. So it wouldn't cost extra points, but either A, you're an expert at the game, you've been playing enough, you know how much it costs to interact with any object I can put on the board. Because, right, I don't have them with me, but I can drop an extra tile in here wherever and add more stuff. You can just pretend those are yellow, or if you need a reminder, I know it's not a bench, but you could just throw something on there that's yellow and be like, that's a yellow one. This is a yellow tile. So, like, then, like, aesthetically looking at it, you still treat it with the same rules as a reminder. So it's definitely something you could do with that. Then we have the bar here. Again, which has yellow around this. There's a yellow around the pool table. I don't have a bunch of chairs and benches. Otherwise, again, you could always take, like, these and grab the other one. If you have multiple of these, you can set these on there. Again, I don't have enough to cover 3 spaces, though. But again, it could kind of work the same idea if you have stuff like that. Or, again, other miniatures from other sets as well. I also love these doors that are made for Zombicide. So we have some that have like an outside feel. And they can kind of replace your doors here, which are closed or they're open. And typically, I don't think anywhere in the Turtle or Batman game do you ever close doors back up. I think once you open them, they're open. So these guys actually have the way they actually break doors down. That's how they do the open and close. You can get other 3D doors that open and close as well. And I put some outside brick ones for there. I put some regular wooden doors for the back room. But that way, if you have these linked up to the next tile, they can go ahead and like, oh, there's literally where the door is. Instead of, again, maybe just like, this sitting on here. Like, right, I can see where that is, but that's so much more effective. That's just something I really like about doing with this little stuff there. Then the last main one I want to look at is the same idea. Is we have this Arkham Asylum prison cell. So I didn't set this one up in advance. But normally they have these little lines here for these are, tipping everything over. I didn't bring the tiles with me, but there are tiles for, these are open doors, and you can have the other side that shows them closed, or you have tiles you can add them otherwise. So, Arts Gaming Outpost also made these little jail cell doors that open and close. So these are really cool because you could put these on here if you wanted to, and they have two different colors. They have white and purple. Basically, the doors are closed, and beep, they open up. You just open them up. Now you know these doors are open. Open up into those cells. This is a neat other aesthetic way of doing it. So like again, if we have all these thugs in here, I didn't grab any Batman villains, but you know, like Batman and Nightwing are running around in here. Now they know which doors they can enter and exit. There's some other really cool stuff they made with that, like little like switches and things that interact with stuff like that can be done as well. Yeah, so those are really neat. There's also different doors of different styles. If you get the one with these, you get more metal doors versus the wood or brick doors. Some cool stuff there. One other thing I wanted to look at with the doors, and I don't remember what it was now. I was literally like, I'm going to show off one more thing, and now I forgot what it was. One sec. Yeah, so one of the games also has these like special purple doors, which are probably ones that have to be activated via certain conditions. So just as an example, if I know it's not the right tile for it, but let's say we had it on here, and to get into that door, you had to activate a specific thing. Again, you could either use one of these purple jail cell doors using the jail, or the prison outbreak set that has them also has some colored doors. There's also a white one as well. So again, you could replace these with that tile. And even you could keep that tile there if you want, or you could just get rid of it and be like, okay, I have to interact with a special thing to open the purple door, or I need a special thing to get into the green door. Which might make the game just, you know, like adds that little extra thing of like, maybe it might help, could be utilized as a thing that maybe help newer players, or set up your own custom stuff. So again, we could do something like this, where it's like, hey, here's this tile, and there's another tile behind it, but we switch this out for a yellow door, and we're like, to open the yellow door, you have to defeat you know, whoever's in there. Let's just, for example, let's say Shredder's in here. Shredder's hanging out at the bar, and we have Slash and Hob. So I show off my terrible painted miniatures. And they're in here, and they're trying to fight. You know, like, so basically, if they want, and let's just remove this as a door. So only the yellow door is the only way to get out of this building. Or they could exit back through, let's say these doors are already broke open. They came through there. So their options are either run back out into the street or try and go through the yellow door, which is their objective. To defeat it, maybe they have to defeat Shredder. You know, or you could have like some token or something they have to interact with. Something like that. Maybe they have to get to a certain objective in the back corner to unlock it. And there's actually cool things like that this game has done as well. We have Stark Tech boxes, which you could add in there, like they have to reach that objective. Or if that's maybe a little bit too gaudy, they also made the Lex Court crates. You know, or you could do anything, like have, you know, whatever object you want in there that you have is in the game, you picked up somewhere else from some other game, and be like, maybe these guys have to try and get over the bar. So they try and go yellow, or they try and chase that. But they need to, maybe they need to survive Shredder long enough to get to the box to unlock the yellow door. Or take away Shredder and be like, there's a bunch of mouses in here that have to defeat all the mouses to open up the yellow door. So, and they'll keep spawning or something. Or maybe they have to defeat a certain number, you know. And it just kind of adds that door is the one they have to go through. Or they can have, you can leave this door up and have them go to two separate areas of the game, right? Could be something neat like that. Alright, that is what we have for this Turtle Batman crossover. There's lots of other creators out there that also make cool miniatures and stuff. Just all of these ones I showed off in this video are from Arts Gaming Outpost. So again, check them out. I just wanted to show off that, hey, some of this stuff can be used to really help make this cool. Again, he's not making specifically for these games, making for like Zombicide and Marvel and DC's Zombicide games. But yeah, definitely some cool stuff you could add to make your games pretty neat. If you want to see more on exactly what are all in some of these sets, check out my other videos I've done by this Esty creator in the playlist. Hit me up in the comments if you'd like to see or talk about anything else with this game or other games. See you guys later. Bye.